What's up, everybody? Coach JM here. Today we're going to go over several different scaling options for you to build up to the deadlift. So everybody should be deadlifting because everybody does deadlift in some way, shape, or form throughout the day, whether it's picking up groceries or picking up your kids, whatever it is, you're deadlifting. So deadlifting helps people get over the fear of like having a bad back or having a slip disc, or even helps you get past a dependence on the medical industrial complex for like a quick fix for low back pain, because the human spine encounters a variety of forces throughout the day, whether you're sitting down, standing up, walking. If you are not 100% sedentary, you're going to be encountering force through your spine throughout the day. So therefore you should be training the spine, and the best way to do that is through deadlift, but not everybody's ready to do that. So we're going to work on some things today where you can kind of build up to a deadlift, just some different easy things that you can do to start strengthening your spine. So one of the most important things you can do when learning to deadlift is just learn the pattern of deadlift. So again, deadlifting is usually with a barbell. It's going to be in this position here. I like to learn with some sort of stick, PVC pipe, broomstick, whatever you got, and learn the pattern of keeping your back flat when you are bending over. And so one of the best ways to do that is to give yourself some feedback with a flat stick here, where you're going to have this stick. It's going to be on your low back, the small of your back, or your sacrum. It's going to be in between your shoulder blades. It's going to be on your head. And then you go through the pattern of deadlifting, so bending down to like you were going to pick something up, but you have this on your back. So that pattern is going to look like a little knee bend, and then hips go back, chest comes over, and we get sort of to this position right here, and then we do the opposite to stand it back up. Now, if you do this wrong, then one of those points are going to come off one of the points of your body. So again, we want sacrum, we want mid-back, we want head here, in contact with the stick throughout the whole time, and then we want to go through this motion. And this is an exercise that anybody can do. You can do it wherever you have a stick, and it'll be something good to do daily, 15, 20 reps at a time, just so you can get the motor pattern of deadlift before you really start loading that position. So very simple exercise that requires no equipment at all, just a floor, to start strengthening your back as you're building up your strength or your confidence before you start deadlifting, is a Superman. So basically, it's exactly how it sounds. You get nice and flat on the ground here, and then you're going to lift legs, arms, chest up, hold, and then back down. Up, hold, back down. So this is going to get some good activation through those low back muscles, the booty muscles, as you're working your way up to deadlift. Okay, so another great exercise that you can do to start strengthening your back while you're building up your confidence to deadlifting is a reverse hyperextension. This exercise requires almost no equipment, just some sort of plinth. Like you could have a bench, you could do it over a couch, some sort of like hard table. But basically all you're going to do is you're going to get your hips just off of whatever you're going on here. You're going to grab this however you want, and then we're going to lift our legs up, squeeze the booty in the low back at the top here, get a nice little hold, and you can do sets of 8, 10, 12, whatever you can, to start stressing that low back a little bit while you're working your confidence up to deadlifting. So a really great way, a kind of non-threatening way to kind of start strengthening your back and working on this sort of hinging pattern, as well as with this piece of equipment right here called the Roman chair. You kind of get up here in the chair, you're going to have your feet on the platform there. Those pads are going to be on the back of your shins there, on the back of your legs, and then this pad's going to be just below your hips here. You can start out just like this, arms folded, and we're just going to keep our back nice and flat. Come on down, and then come on back up, squeeze our booty, and you can even sort of like lift at that low back a little bit too, to get some of those back muscles working as well. Now this is going to be easier than this, right? And this is going to be easier than maybe holding a weight right here. So again, you can start to load this position with weight by holding weight in front of yourself. Again, this is a great just intro to strengthening the low back without having to put any equipment in your hands, without having to bend over, pick anything up. All you're doing is kind of a very intuitive pattern, just going up and down, up and down, up and down. So if you're lucky enough to have a gym with a piece of equipment that looks like this then this is a great option for strengthening your back prior to maybe getting under barbell deadlifting, or prior to, you know, learning that deadlift pattern. This is a great way to strengthen. So basically, it's almost like the Roman chair, but you're more horizontal, so there's a little more force on your back. So you're just basically gonna get on up here, hook your feet in. We're getting straight out. These hips are over this pad here, and then we can start right here, going down, coming right back up with a nice little hold, down, right back up with a nice little hold. And this hold is actually a great test for testing if you're ready to start deadlifting body weight or more. You should be able to hold this position for about a minute without having any sort of decrease in that angle of your back, in order to be able to get under barbell at about body weight. Okay, so let's say you've worked your way through some of these progressions we've gone over. You feel confident, my back is strong, you want to start deadlifting, and you've been working on that dowel hinging pattern as well. You've got that down. We want to start loading in the deadlift pattern, and maybe we don't want to do that with barbell just yet. One of the easiest ways and most intuitive ways, I think, is to deadlift with dumbbells, and to do it up against a box like this, because now we give ourselves, again, even more feedback. And so I like to make this a challenge, a problem, if you will, to kind of let your body figure out. I'll say, all right, you're going to keep your hands by your side as if you got the dumbbells in your hands, and you're going to try and get your knuckles to about the lower part of your shin there without rounding the back and without your knees pushing this box at all. Notice I've got my toes up against this box. So if I do this and I start to squat as opposed to deadlift, I'll start to push into this box. But if I can still bend my knees and get this hinging pattern down, now I've accomplished the goal. And then I come right back up. So if you can get that down, maybe you're filming yourself or having a friend watch, making sure that your back's not rounding like this, okay? Then we're ready for a little load, and there's more feedback here too. I don't want to let these hit the box. Now I've got my lats engaged here too, so now my back is nice and stiff. I'm going to accomplish the goal. I'm going to come right back up. And this is a great way to start loading that deadlift pattern prior to picking up a barbell. Okay, so I hope that some of these drills have helped you in kind of your quest to get a more confident, more strength in your low back prior to maybe getting under a barbell deadlifting. But if you do feel like you're ready for barbell deadlift, there's other videos on our page where I go over just some quick tips on how to do that. But hopefully this has helped, and if you think this is helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe.